Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. This is going to be a film session on Kadarius Toney. He finally had his breakout game. We've been waiting forever for it, and it finally happened. I think he's going to have a couple more games, of course, that are going to be bigger games than this, because we saw when this dude gets the ball in his hands, he is a threat, a serious threat to score, to get a first down, to do whatever he had to do to move the chains. But Kadarius Toney looked like a monster. I want to get straight into this. And Kadarius Toney, let's start off with Kadarius Toney running a slant. And I just wanted to highlight this play because it shows, again, all these people that want to say that Kadarius Toney is raw. Kadarius Toney is a player who's can only be used in a certain way because he can't run routes. Excuse me, he played the entire year in the slot at Florida. Played that entire year in the slot. Looked pretty good running routes to me. So you're going to see him run a slant route. And this is going to be his own kind of slant route. He starts off heavy, like he's going to go up this seam, and he takes this inside. And as you see this, watch how the defender has inside leverage. How does Kadarius Toney get inside of this defender right around here? How does he get here if he's not a good route runner, if he can't run routes, if he's not effective running routes, and you can only throw him screens and jet sweeps because he can't get open and when he's running routes? His yards per separation per route was 3.66. The average is 2.8 something. So that means he was open a lot more than people gave him credit for. So let's watch this play. You're going to see him come off the line, adjusting his gloves right there. He's going to come off the line. Right here, it looks like a complete seam route. He's going up the seam. He's going up the seam. And of course, this is a very dramatic step. I'm not sure that I like this. Of course, yes, I am complimenting him on his route running for this game, but there are things that he can definitely clean up. But all in the same, he's going to get open. He takes that hard kind of step up the field, puts his foot in the ground, and watch this. Cut right on a dime. Cut on a dime. Watch how they go from inside leverage. 22 goes from inside leverage to having to adjust for that seam route to all of a sudden he's out. He's out. Toney's got him on his back hip. That is looking like a good 5 yards of separation. Toney catches it, able to do something with a little bit with it. And every time he catches the ball, he's falling forward like a running back. He's making guys miss. I mean, the perfect combination of power and elusiveness from a wide receiver. That's exactly what we want out of this position. And I mean, look, a lot of guys, they go down right here. A lot of guys are going to go down right here. But Toney manages to not even go down right here, but to take a linebacker in this DB for a little bit of a ride and pick up this first down. So right here, you're going to see Toney kind of take a two-step, and he's just going to get inside again. This is going to be another slant route. I just drew that line because that's essentially what he does. He just starts off, quick stutter at the line, and he's too quick. He is much too quick. Guys cannot stay with him. I think this is Adebo right here. Adebo did not have a good game. I liked him coming out of college, but he still needs some more seasoning, and you're leaving him one-on-one with a lot of guys. The Giants attack this matchup all day long. So you're just going to watch Kadarius Toney 1-2, come off the line, run a slant route, and at this point, it's like, how can you say this guy can't run routes? So let's watch it. Boom, boom. Outside, back in. Look at this separation. The route just started. Look how much separation you have. So Toney's going to catch this, tries to make a move, ends up all the way on the other side of the field. Shows you how much of an athlete the dude is. I mean, to catch the ball right here, make this guy miss, that's one. That's two with the stiff arm. That's three. I mean, let's talk about it. That's four. That's five. I mean, let's talk about it. Kadarius Toney not only ran this route very effectively, he also made 5 guys miss. 5 guys. And this reminds you a lot of Odell. This definitely reminds you a lot of Odell. He did a lot of this in the open field, a lot of those back jukes, a lot of those stiff arms in the open field. Love to see it again. So on this play, the Saints are in a cover one. That means man, 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 man. This safety's deep. That's all his responsibility is. Don't get beat deep. But a lot of people like to criticize Jason Garrett. I like to criticize Jason Garrett at times. But on this particular day, this man Jason Garrett was in his bag. You got Kadarius Toney right here on your screen. What he's going to do is basically run that exact same slant route that he did before. He's going to run that route. It's been working all day, so the corner has got to make sure that he does not get beat inside again. He's going to take this up, and then he's going to take it back out. And then you're going to see John Ross, the guy who already caught a 50-some yard touchdown. You're going to send him deep. That's going to distract his safety. And then you're going to send Galladay on an out route about 10 yards deeper than where you got Kadarius Toney. This is all man across the board. This is a perfect man beating kind of play. And you're just going to see Kadarius Toney run it perfectly. I mean, same way he did before. Take it back out. And because this DB, 22, I think this is Gardner Johnson, because he has to follow Kadarius Toney so much. Listen, if this DB stays with Kenny Galladay, that means that Kadarius Toney, as far as this DB knows, because he thinks he's just running the slant, that means Kadarius Toney is one-on-one with this safety right here. One-on-one with this safety right here. And at that point, he's only got to beat this guy. And then after that, he's got to beat this guy. So he's one-on-one with him to make a big play and one-on-one with him to make a touchdown. So this DB pretty much just says, I cannot allow Kadarius Toney to do what he's already done. And I've got to kind of help my guy out. He hesitates just that half a second. Kenny Galladay is able to get open. And this is for the game, people. This is for the game. Kenny Galladay is wide open because that DB made sure that Kadarius Toney didn't beat them. Completely busted coverage because of that threat of Kadarius Toney running that slant and scoring across the middle. This is what I mean when I say you use your best players, and you use your best players. They feed off of each other, and this is how you win games, people. You lean on the best. You lean on the best. Let them make the plays. If they can't make the plays, you just weren't good enough that day. But today, guess what? We were good enough this day. So on this particular play, Kadarius Toney is pretty much wide open because of the RPO. This linebacker, I think this is Demario Day. I can't tell who this is. But anyway, this linebacker ends up biting heavily on this RPO. Does not want DJ to keep it. Doesn't want Saquon Barkley to have the ball in his hands. This opens up things perfectly for Kadarius Toney. And a lot of people said, I mean, when I saw it on the broadcast, I said, he might score with this play. And I've told people, I mean, when I looked at this play before, I said he might not score here because you do have some help over the top that we didn't see on the broadcast. But now that I look at it again, he might have scored on this play. Thinking about how dynamic he is, he would have had to make a couple of people miss, but he might be capable of doing it. So let's watch him right here. He's going to come off the line of scrimmage. They're playing pretty much man. It's kind of a hybrid. They're playing zone on the bottom of your screen, and they're playing man at the top of your screen. Kadarius Toney doesn't get accounted for because they're so focused on stopping this read option that they think is coming. They think the read option is coming, making sure. And you got a little hole there for Saquon for a cutback, but the linebacker's making sure that he doesn't keep that ball and cut back. You already got the DB coming off the edge to make sure DJ doesn't keep that ball. So guess what? You want to send everybody? Guess what? Kadarius Toney's wide open. DJ puts it right on him. And now that I look at this, if he catches this ball, he might score. He really might score. I mean, he really might have scored because I don't see 56 catching up with him. Debo is not your fastest guy. He's one-on-one with the safety. And I think at this point, it's old man Jenkins. So he might score with this play. This is a play we left out there, but I think next time he'll make this play. But couldn't have drawn it up any better. Couldn't have put the ball any better as far as placement for DJ. Kadarius Toney has got to catch this ball, and I think he will in the future. So the Giants ran a lot of high lows. They ran a lot of kind of levels routes of 3 different levels. DJ had to pick from the flats, from the intermediate area, and making a deep throw. And this time, Kadarius Toney, a lot of people probably didn't see this because it's impossible to see this. He kind of runs this out route. You have Galladay running another kind of out route. This is kind of like an outside post from Kadarius Toney. And Saquon's going to run this play action and kind of be your flat option. And these are your three levels. Evan Ingram also ends up leaking out and kind of running across the field, but this starts off as a max protect. So those are your three levels. You got two options kind of in the short level, but this worked all day against this defense because they ran a lot of man and even in zone. I mean, this is going to beat man and zone. So right here, Kadarius Toney is going to run that outside post. Just focus on him. The ball does not go to Kadarius Toney on this play, but just focus on him. When he puts his foot in the ground and accelerates, this ball could be going to Kadarius Toney. Right here, there's space here. And this isn't me like ragging on Daniel Jones and saying he's supposed to see everything and always make the perfect throw. But there's a lot of field here. And if he makes this throw, I mean, this could be a great opportunity to get a big chunk play because this might be a touchdown. This might be a touchdown. So this isn't to rag on DJ, but this is definitely to just show you that Kadarius Toney had the perfect opportunity to make a ton of more plays. The last play I showed you, he dropped what could possibly be a touchdown. And then on this play, DJ kind of doesn't put the ball on him. But of course, I think this might have been a third down. The software I'm using, I can't really tell what down it is, which stinks. But I'm pretty sure this was a third down, and DJ made the right decision, in my opinion, to go for the safe route that'll get you a first down. And Kenny Galladay is wide open. I mean, he's wide open. No reason not to hit him right there. Now, I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Jason Garrett on Sunday was in his bag. He was in a big bag. Things that I had never seen before, but Jason Garrett really did his thing on Sunday. So you're going to see, this is a design screen. I don't know if people knew this watching on the TV, but this is a design screen. You're going to have it like Kadarius Toney's kind of running like a sort of an out route, and he's going to take this back inside. These receivers' jobs just to get up the field. Kyle Rudolph get up the field. Everybody's getting up the field. It looks like 4 verts. So essentially this 4 verts concept could be a 5 verts concept, but essentially this just turns into a screenplay because you have all these guys basically going up the field to either clear out or to start, blocking down the field for this screen. And this is on 3rd and 18. 3rd and 18. Jason Garrett gives his guys a shot. Shout out to Will Hernandez. Shout out to Will Hernandez right here that actually gives his guy a chance and gets up the field and I think puts hands on this guy right here. So let's watch this here. Again, you're going to watch all your receivers run up the field. Kadarius Toney starts outside, comes back inside, catches this ball right here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys on this right side of the field. Makes your first guy miss behind Will Hernandez. Look at this cut that he makes to get outside, goes back inside. I mean, how many people are making this cut like this to get outside like that? Paulson Adebo tries to make this tackle and just has to just completely. I mean, look, the dude is 10 yards off of him. Kadarius Toney makes a couple more moves, cuts back inside, spins, and picks up a 3rd and 18. And it looked questionable, but the way he fell, I think his legs were actually off the ground. He picked up this 3rd and 18. And it just is like, get the ball in this dude's hand. He's going to make plays like this. He's going to make your team better. He's going to sustain drives because the play is never over at the beginning of this catch with Kadarius Toney. It's never going to be over in those situations. So to just quickly give my thoughts on the Kadarius Toney debut game. He had 2 drops for 2 first downs. One of those first downs could have also been a touchdown. So we definitely want to clean up the drops. I showed you one play where he was open, deep. The ball didn't go to him, but that was a 3rd down. So you definitely got to convert on that 3rd down rather than focusing on hitting that deep play every time. But Kadarius Toney showed up to play. In my opinion, he showed up to play. He ran great routes. He was open across the middle. He was open on the outside, ran great slant routes, was able to, I mean, he was running those slants so well that I showed you Jason Garrett was able to design plays to work off of the effectiveness of that slant. So I only expect Kadarius Toney to get better. I expect to see this dude touch the ball at least, 5 to 7 times a game. At the very least, I expect him to. Whether that be running the ball, whether that be receiving it, whether that be punt return, kick return, they're going to get the ball in this dude's hands after looking at this tape because there's no way that you can't. So gave me a lot of faith in Jason Garrett after I saw how he was able to use him this past game. Some really creative play calls. And we have not had a guy like this since Odell Beckham. Golden Tate was a yak guy, but he was kind of in his advanced age. We have not had a guy who can create after the catch like this. The Giants have been at the bottom of the league in yards after the catch. They were in the bottom of the league last year. They started this year in the bottom of the league. And I promise you, just by the presence of Kadarius Toney, they will not be in the bottom of the league for that much longer. I mean, and it's also an energy swinger. Kenny Golladay is making plays that he wasn't making earlier on. Daniel Jones is firing the ball down the field. You need guys like this that can be those momentum swingers. They can make those highlight type of plays at any given point. So those are my thoughts on Kadarius Toney. This is a little bit longer of a film session. I don't know how long it'll be after I edit it, but you guys let me know what you're thinking of Kadarius Toney, what you're expecting from him. Do you think that he's going to have even bigger games coming up? And what are you expecting this week in Dallas? If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.